Have you ever paused, truly paused, to listen to the silent stories around you? Not just the spoken words, but the ones hidden in a glance, a sigh, the quiet moment between breaths. I have walked many paths and met countless souls, each carrying burdens unseen. It was in these moments of listening, of understanding beyond words, that I found the most profound lessons life has to offer. There was a time when I met a woman, eyes weary with a pain she never voiced. She sat beside me, staring at nothing in particular. Without speaking, we shared that space. It was only after a long silence that she whispered, "Thank you for seeing me." In that simple, raw moment, I realized that we often underestimate the power of presence, not to fix, not to solve, but simply to be. In this world of constant movement, we forget that we're more than our achievements, our titles, our responsibilities. We become so caught up in the doing that we lose sight of the being. Ask yourself, when was the last time you sat with your thoughts without judgment? When did you last let yourself feel without rushing to label or fix what you felt? These are the moments where growth begins, where the soul stretches and sighs in relief. I have learned that true strength lies not in grand gestures, but in the quiet acts of kindness that cost nothing but mean everything. One day, while walking through a crowded street, I saw an elderly man struggling with his bags. Without thinking, I offered to help. It was a brief moment, a shared smile, a nod of gratitude. But that small act changed my day, and I like to think it changed his too. These moments teach us that life's richness is found in connection, in the spaces where hearts touch, however fleeting. There is a lesson that took me years to learn. Being vulnerable is not a sign of weakness. It is the birthplace of courage and connection. We are taught to guard our hearts, to build walls tall and wide. But the true gift lies in letting them down. I once confided my fears to a friend, voice trembling with the weight of vulnerability. What followed was not judgment, but understanding. It was then I knew that by sharing our imperfections, we invite others to do the same. And in that shared humanity, we find peace. Mindfulness is the art of being here, now, not in the regret of yesterday or the anxiety of tomorrow, but in the quiet miracle of this very breath. I remember an old teacher telling me, "When you drink your tea, drink your tea." At first, I didn't understand. It seemed almost too simple. But as days turned to years, I began to see the depth in that simplicity. How often do we drink, eat, talk, or even love without fully being present? Life slips by in the rush, but when we slow down, even the ordinary becomes extraordinary. Life is a dance between connection and solitude. Both are needed, both are sacred. Learn to cherish the company that lifts you and the solitude that strengthens you. It's in the quiet moments, under the vast sky or wrapped in the comfort of your room, that you meet the most honest version of yourself. And it's in the laughter shared with others that you see reflections of your heart's light. So I ask you, when the noise fades and you are left with your own silence, what will you hear? Let it be the voice of peace, the echo of kindness, the whisper of your soul reminding you that you are here, alive and enough. Live in such a way that when your heart speaks, you listen. And when someone else's heart speaks, you listen even more deeply. If this message touched you, share it, not just online, but in life. And remember, you are seen, you are valued, and you are not alone.